How's it going, everyone? It's me, Whiplashthesnake, bringing you another life story video, and yes, we are playing How to Fool Boyfriend again, because, well, this is another school story, if you couldn't tell from the title, so, this one's a pretty long one, and a pretty interesting one, so let's just get right into it. So again, this story takes place during my senior year of high school, and, well, junior year as well, because, you know, at least in our school district, you had to take two, and I mean two, entire years of a foreign language class. And like it wasn't considered an elective, it was considered a class you had to take. If you didn't take at least 2 years of a foreign language, you wouldn't graduate. And normally most kids would get this out of the way in their freshman, sophomore year, you know, get it out first 2 years, just move on with your life, and that's what a lot of people did. I was an idiot and did not do that, and I took them my last 2 years of high school. Now, you have to understand me, in my senior and junior years of high school, I did not give a fuck. I did not care about school. I did not want to go there every day. I just wanted to go home, you know, relax, do some stuff there. I didn't want to be at school, and even less than the useful classes, like stuff that I knew, like in some sort of way, these things are gonna help me in the future, these things are gonna make me a smarter, better person. You know, I didn't think that saying banana in Spanish was an important skill. But our school offered 3 different languages that you could take. You could take Spanish, you could take Mandarin, or you could take, I think it was German. And living in Arizona, I took the most likely class that I would need, and that was Spanish. But going in, I had absolutely zero intentions of ever learning the language, ever getting it down, ever really learning how to speak this language fluently. I mean, fuck, man, I already struggle at the English language. I have to read a dictionary every night. Can't go throwing extra words on that, it's gonna make my brain hurt too much. But so, I just completely planned, as soon as I signed up for the classes, that I was gonna bullshit my way through the entire year. And you know, that's exactly what I did. I mean, I would just bullshit assignments by using Google Translate the entire time. I know that's not the correct pronunciation for a lot of stuff, but you know, fuck it. You know, I didn't really want to take those classes anyway, so I didn't care if my sentence came out to potato, yes me please. You know, at least I got the words on paper, and that's what counted. And you know, I glided through those classes with a good C most of the time. You know, I was passing, but here's the thing about the tests in the class. There were 2 different types of tests. There was the written test where, you know, they would ask you questions in Spanish and you'd have to fill stuff in, you know, what word would go here, what word would fit with this, what word does not fit with these other words, that kind of stuff, like, one of these things is not like the other. You know, like questions like, what doesn't fit here? Banana, peach, lawnmower, watermelon, fucking stuff like that. And you know, just cheating on those kind of tests, so that was easy. Just, you know, sit next to a smart person and copy off their paper. It's what I did. Not even joking, by the way. And most of the time I would get a solid B on those assignments, you know, because I sucked at my homework. And you know, I was surrounded by a bunch of freshmen that I had no idea the names of and did not really care to know, so whatever. But then there was the other kind of test, and that kind of test was the vocal test, where you actually had to go up to the teacher, they would ask you a question, and you would have to literally say an answer in Spanish, and she would grade you on how well you spoke, how fluently you spoke it, and if you actually said the right things. But you know, at least for these tests, she would give you a cheat sheet, you know. It would be about 8 questions, you know, 8 to 10 questions, and she would say 4 to 5 of them, and you would have to know how the question was phrased in Spanish, and the question would be written in English on the cheat sheet, so you have to translate that and remember that. And then you also have to remember your answer to it in Spanish, and normally I would try to answer it in as few words as possible. Like, there would be a question of like 10 words, and you would just try and answer it in 2. Because fuck man, I don't have time to remember all that shit. Keep in mind, this entire school year, those were the 2 types of tests we had. We had a written test, and we had a vocal test. We had no kind of actual writing an entire paragraph in Spanish, which, for some reason, on the final for the class during my senior year, when I was about to graduate with a fucking C in Spanish, we had to write a paragraph in Spanish on the final. And you know, leading up to this day, I was all prepared, you know. I sat next to someone who knew their shit, and I was, you know, already ready for the vocal part. I had remembered the stuff. I had remembered what I was supposed to say, when I was supposed to say it. I had remembered at least 90% of the things that was on the list. We get the test, I switch to the back page, and suddenly, oh shit, there's a writing prompt, and we're supposed to write an entire paragraph on this thing. And so I was just like, okay, I'm not prepared for this, and apparently this little part of the test is 40% of it, so I'm absolutely fucked if I do not do this correctly. So, you know, I'm thinking there, I'm like, okay, how do I do this? How do I pass this part of the test when I know all of like 5 words actually in Spanish, because the rest of the year I have bullshitted my way through. And so I came up with the most bullshit way I could possibly ever come up with. And let me just say to you guys right now, so I can disclaim myself from any kind of things, don't do as I do. Do not follow my advice here. Do not fucking do as I have done in my past. I am a very bad influence school-wise. I am fucking awful for school, okay? I am terrible with school. You know, I'm literally the kid that the teachers would look at and go like, yeah, this kid's going absolutely nowhere in life. Okay, so don't follow what I'm about to say here, because you will get caught, you will get probably suspended and or expelled, and just don't do it, okay? It's not worth it. So, I asked the teacher to go to the bathroom, and, you know, I go to there, I take a little piece of paper that I had in my pocket, you know, ready to go, and just start looking up on my iPod, because I had connected it to the school Wi-Fi illegally somehow. You know, students weren't supposed to have access to the school's Wi-Fi, but I got a hold of it somehow. And because of that fact, I was watching YouTube all day, boys. So, I go into the bathroom, I pull out my iPod, and I start immediately going to Google. Because, you know, translator. And so I'm immediately typing in, while I'm sitting on the toilet, just typing in an entire paragraph into Google Translate of what I am going to say on this fucking writing prompt. And then as soon as I pressed translate, it was done, okay? I was ready to go. I was writing it all on the piece of paper in the bathroom stall, you know, ready to go. And, you know, I was trying to go as fast as I could because I didn't want the teacher to get suspicious of, you know, me being in there for 10 minutes trying to write down an entire paragraph. And so I completely wrote it down on this little piece of paper, put it back in my pocket, put my iPod back in the pocket, actually closed completely out of Google, you know, closed the app and everything, got rid of it. You know, I didn't want him to, you know, check my iPod and see, oh, hey, you have a history here saying Google Translate from, like, 10 minutes ago. What were you doing in that bathroom there? You know, I wanted to have my bases covered. So I get back to the classroom, I sit down at my desk, and I pull out the little piece of paper, and I hide it underneath the test itself. And to make a long story short, I was kind of just covering it up, putting it back under a lot of times, because, you know, he would just walk up and down the aisles, making sure we weren't really looking at anyone, so yeah, that was fun. And eventually I finished it, and I turned it in and probably got a C on it or something, because I ended up passing the class, yay! And to this day, I only know about 5 words of Spanish. Congratulations to me. But again, guys, don't cheat on your tests, okay? It can get you in really serious trouble. I only did it because I'm a fucking idiot. That being said, guys, I hope you did enjoy this life story. If you did, please hit that like button, and if you really liked it, hit that subscribe button. I would love a new addition to the Snake Army. Now that this video is over, you're probably looking on what to watch next, so why not check out yesterday's video? I made a big announcement, you know. I had a question or two if you guys wanted to see a bunch of new stuff, you know. Do YouTuber reviews twice a week instead of once a week, because I know you guys love that series. But if you don't want to check out that video and you absolutely think that I suck and I should go kill myself right now, go check out these 3 other people that I have listed down below. They're pretty good. They do better content than me. I highly recommend them. You should go check them out. Make sure you tell them that I sent you. Also, be sure to follow me on Twitter, and I will see you guys on the next one. Whiplash signing out.